Welcome to the brand new Art Masters, the virtual class. We're going to do paintings, collages and paintings mostly. Oh, and some drawings too. We'll be doing that during this session as well. The things that I want to go over with you today is supply list. Here you're going to have to find a lot of supplies all by yourself. But I want you guys to be able to have all of these supplies for yourself so that we can have fun doing all these different projects, okay? Let me go over the supplies, guys, all right? What we're gonna need is forever and always, you need some sort of canvas. What I have here is construction paper, white construction paper. It works for everything. You can make some really good artwork on these too, because I've done that, put it in a frame. It was really, really good. So if you can get a hold of some of this, it's white construction paper. You can get it all over the place. You also need different colors of construction paper, okay? I have green and yellow here, but you can take blue, red, whatever colors you want. We can make your own art out of it. We'll give you certain projects, and then you can do these projects in whatever color you want. But I need you to have all of these materials so that we can finish these projects. So this right here is perfect for construction paper. As far as the size goes, I'm coming back. Sorry. I'll be right back. But I need to go know the size. The size is 9 by 12, guys. These right here are 9 by 12. So if you have those, we can do some really good projects with that kind of paper, okay? But if you have it, I know a lot of my students from before have canvases. Use some of this stuff on canvases so you can have some really nice, beautiful artwork that you can put up on your walls and stuff. In this class, and if you're using white construction paper, tempera works really good. It dries a little bit chalky sometimes, but if you paint it 2 or 3 layers, it gets to be really nice and dense color, and it can be really nice in some of the paintings that we'll be doing. I think this one right here was done with tempera. This one up here, this is a Matisse piece that we'll probably try to do, a kind of wavy piano. We also are going to do collages, so you need glue, lots of glue. You need a 2B pencil and an eraser. 2B pencils are what your, regular school pencils are. If you want to get into a little bit more upgraded pencils, they're out there, and they're like butter, they're really super soft, and you're able to just do really nice things with them. The other thing that you could get is what I call a stump. There's another word for it, but what you can use it for is shading of all of these drawings that we do, because we will be doing several drawings as well. Tacky glue. Because whenever you're gluing something on, if you use that other kind of glue, that white glue, you know which one I'm talking about. The ones that, you guys get fed up with because everything drips down. It's a mess. If you have it, you got to use it. You just got to be a little bit more patient with that kind of glue. But what you can use is what they call tacky glue. And try to get it as cheap as you can, because we will be using it a lot. But tacky glue, it's the one that I like using, and I think you will too. A palette, got a good old plate. Works just as well, gives you more room to mess with the paint all over the place, but a palette's nice to have too. The colors that we need are red, blue, and yellow. White, and you know what, I meant to put the black here, but black as well, because sometimes we want a border and make kind of a gray out of it. These colors, depending on where you buy them from or get them from, they're different a little bit. You might just get a blue and it's called blue, and all 3 blues are like different. But that's okay, we can work with that too. Try to get something that's more of a darker tone. You don't want to get too orangey or anything, because then everything turns brown. So get some clean paints when you go to buy them. All right, you need water. I like these little cups because if you drop them, they don't spill the water all over the place. You need a rag. You need brushes. They have a lot of little basic brush sets at these stores, and you can get all different sizes. I'm always gravitate to those shapes right there. I'll talk a little bit more about brushes at a later date. You'll get to know them by practicing. I'm going to go over all of them again. Paper, canvas, paint, brush set, 2B pencils, palette, glue, eraser, colored construction paper, scissors. You need scissors for collages. Now, I don't know how old you are if you really work with scissors, but I think you need to get your mom's help on using the scissors. You don't want to just start cutting, okay? So you make sure your mom knows about what scissors you're using, and moms, you make sure that you know where those scissors are. What we're going to use our scissors for is cutouts and collages. We've had a lot of fun doing that in other classes. What this is right here is a project that we did, and what we did is we took Matisse's cutouts from like 5 or 6 different paintings, and we made a whole bunch of different cutouts for it, and then we glued them all together. So this is a real collection of what Matisse did in some of those paintings. One of the first things that I always teach my classes, because I think it's one of the most important things that a painter needs to know, that's the color wheel. If you have a paper plate like this, or anything like this, something this size or maybe a little bit smaller is fine with me. If those little ones kind of look kind of cool. I need you to be able to see it, so I'm going to use a big paper plate like that. And what you do is you put that paper plate right there in the middle of the paper, and then you run a line all around the paper plate, just like that. You got a circle in the middle of your piece of paper, see that? I want you to do it now, okay? What you do is you get your circle down there, then you take your pencil or marker or brush. Me, I gotta do a marker so you can see it. If I did it a pencil, you wouldn't be able to see it. So what you do is you draw a line straight across, right there in the middle. Okay, do it. Do it now. And then I want you to think about where that middle of that circle is. I think mine's right about there, don't you think? I think that's right about the middle. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a diagonal line now. And we're going to start on this side right here and go straight through just like that. You're making some pieces of pie. Here you go, across like that, right through the middle and over to the other side. Mine's a little bit too small on that, but it's going to work. It's going to be fine. And then we start over on this side right here and go right through the middle like that. This is the color wheel. What I want you to do is I want you to write yellow right here. Y-E-L-L-O-W, yellow. Right here goes red. R-E-D, red. My favorite color, and always on the bottom. These two, I've seen switch, and it doesn't matter because in the end it all comes out the same. But this right here has to be blue all the time right here, which is probably out of the primary colors, my favorite color. These are primary colors right here, right there in the middle. The red, the blue, and the yellow. These are the first colors. Every other color is made from these 3 colors right here. I call this light because when you put it into any color, it kind of lightens it up a little bit. It also, you can use it as highlights. And the black that I didn't put up here is the shadowing, sort of, especially with this kind of paint. Now, these are primary colors, okay? They're the number 1 colors. If you mix 2 primary colors together, it makes a secondary color. And the secondary colors are the colors that these 2 primary colors make. Does anybody know what yellow and red mix? Mix orange. So if you mix a little bit of red, tiny bit of red, you don't need a whole lot of red, just a little bit of red and more yellow, a lot more yellow, then you'll get a nice looking orange. And then you can kind of, add a little tiny bit of red if you need it to be a little bit more orangier after that. What about yellow and blue? Do you know what color those 2 colors make? I can hear you all saying it. Green, right? Yeah, green. It's G-R-E-E-N. I should have put orange up here. O-R-N-G-E. Yellow and red makes orange. Yellow and blue makes green. And then you have blue and red. You guys know what color that makes? Now that's probably my real favorite color. I love purple, right? Purple. You gotta put purple. P-U-R-P-L-E. P-U-R-P-L-E, purple. Guess what we get to do now? Yeah, we get to get all of our paints. What you do is you don't like you need to pour a whole lot. You need to let your paint last for a little while, okay? But the colors that I want you to get is red. Is red. You need some blue. These will make some really good colors. Some blue, we'll highlight blue. And then yellow. And we might get a little bit of white a little bit later. Make sure you have your water. Make sure that you have your paper towel. And I'm going to use a big brush. Red. Right there. Just fill it in. Just fill it in like that. I like the paper I'm using. This stuff right here, it's thicker. It's a nice kind of poster paper, which would probably be nice for you guys to have. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You guys should invest into a journal. Draw little things. You know how I learned how to draw a tree was I was really interested in the tree being as close as I possibly could get to it. And I went underneath it and I looked up to the sky and I could see how the branches were coming out of the trunk. And I could see how the different the smaller branches will come off of those. I mean, go out there and visit nature. There's so much to see out there, and how that's your future art. And it feels really good to draw nature. Really good. Blue. Yes, my favorite. Okay, there's a story. While we're doing this, I'm gonna tell you this story. It's about a guy that was trying to make a better telescope. And he's like, curving this great big piece of glass or whatever so that they could see farther than what they could see at that time. And he had the glass across it had to be white. It had to be a white tablecloth. And all of a sudden he saw a spectrum of color. It was white light, right? Coming through a window. It was hitting the glass, and the colors hot on the table. White make all colors. There's a experiment you can do. You get a white brown piece of cardboard or whatever. You make a color wheel on it. You make a hole here. You make a hole there. You put string on it. And you run them like this, and it twists the color wheel around and around and around and around. Guess what color it makes? It makes white. I wonder how it does that. Now, these are our primary colors, okay? Now we get to mess around with the colors, put them together and see what we come out with. Now I got a secret for you. A little dark, a lot of light. Always when you're making a color, you use a lot of the light one. Always clean your brushes, guys. I should have told you this a long time ago. Make sure your other colors are off there, or you're going to have all brown. You don't want all brown, right? And different colors. And watch this, just a dot to begin with. That might even be too much right there, the red. But then I'm going to put it in the yellow and look, see? See how dark it gets without even trying? I kind of like this one. I could make it a little darker, but I kind of like this one right here. It's kind of pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to orange right there. Just like that. Fill it in. See? I think maybe a little bit more red, huh? Just a little bit. Make a shadow come in. It kind of looks kind of cool. When it dries, it'll look perfect. Okay? I'm going to make green. Yeah, so I'll put those two colors together. And which one's the lighter one? Out of green and blue. Yeah, the yellow one. So you use a lot more yellow and a little bit of blue. But you're the one that's going to decide what's enough. How dark you want it or how light you want it. You'll decide. Don't put a whole lot in right away, because if you do, then it's hard to get it back to the other color. But just a little tiny bit at a time. That way you'll get the color that you want all the time. So, green. Which one's the dark one? The blue one, huh? Yeah. A lot of yellow. We'll put it right here. Wash your brush again. Even I get kind of tired of washing my brush all the time, but hey, if you want to make some good artwork, you have to decide that you're going to put the time in to clean your tools off. I need to get some more paper towels. So then I put a little bit of glue. See, I'm going to grab. See, just have, ooh, I think I grabbed too much. That might be too much. We'll see if I can get away with it. I hope I can get away with it. We'll see. There we go. We got some green. See, that's a pretty green too. Yeah, look at that. We got my green. I always like it when my colors come out rather quickly. Sometimes they don't come out that quickly. I have to sit there almost even get another plate to fix it. Yeah, you guys will do it too, I promise. Here's my green. And remember, it'll dry darker. This would be perfect. I like kind of the lighter colors. Oh, my favoritist color is purple. Now, what I like about purple is I don't have to use that theory of light and dark there thing. What I can do is put the same amount of blue. And same amount of red. And we'll see where we need to go with it. It might be enough purple to make the purple I want. Oh, guys, oh, that never happens. That never, ever happens where I get it the very first time I put it together. It's a good day. Very good day. See, look, look at my purple. Isn't it pretty? Look at that. Yay. See? I'm going to give it blue. This is my favorite, right? And I want you to do the same thing. My you'll see the red coming off of here a little bit, purple. Kind of neat. You can play with your brushes if you get good brushes. Color. Oh, I ran out of space, guys. I want you to treat this good, this little color wheel, because what we're going to do for the next 4 weeks is we are going to go over our color. I'm going to ask you all kinds of questions about the color. I'm going to teach you more about the color wheel too. This is just the basics, how to make the colors, what primary colors are and what secondary colors are. But we're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff about this color wheel, so it's important. So you make sure you work on this and you make it right, okay? We're going to be doing the biography of Henri Matisse, and I'm going to give you some pictures to take a look at, okay? Bye. we're gonna learn a whole bunch of stuff